Hello, welcome. My name is Kata, and I'm talking today about the division energy that is so obviously felt around the world at the moment. As we can see from what's happening over in Russia and Ukraine, there's huge division energy on that's felt, it's palpable here and present right now. And this division energy is what I feel like we're creating it. Humanity is creating this division energy. It's not like it didn't just come from the outside dividing us. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's more of us being divided within ourselves, and that showing, like, translating out into the world, and all of the imbalances are basically showing up through this Russian Ukrainian disharmony that we are currently experiencing. Now, the disharmony and this division energy that I'm talking about, I'm going to move away from like politics and stuff because I really want to actually hone it into talking about this energy that exists actually within families. So I had a very difficult weekend emotionally because I had a disagreement, or yeah, we'll call it a disagreement with a family member. And it was a disagreement because I needed to stand up for myself. So I was like being attacked basically verbally, because I wasn't showing up for someone in the way that they were expecting me to show up for them. And so I was attacked verbally, and it was because it was something that had happened so many times prior, and because of the fact that this has recently happened with the same person, like in January, like we already had like the same kind of situation where I actually didn't speak to this person for like 5 weeks, because that's how long it took me just to kind of get over the hurt of it happening the first time, and then it just happened like in January, and then now it just happened again. And I know this is happening because I am meant to learn and grow from this person in my life. I am meant to understand my own value. I am meant to realize that I don't deserve to be treated poorly, and I don't deserve to be verbally abused, by anyone, be it family or not. And I'm understanding the lessons, but it doesn't minimize the pain that you feel going through an experience like that when you get in a fight with somebody, or into an argument or a disagreement, or if someone just kind of like basically verbally attacks you completely unexpectedly, in an uncalled for manner, because that's really what happened, and that's what has happened in the past as well. It's this individual is in victim mode and has a very difficult time seeing that their own pain is continuously overpouring onto other people, and it's hurting them as well. Like, they're not able to see that the shit that they're not working through within themselves, and all of those emotional issues and turmoil and anger and frustration and whatever else they're feeling, the fact that they haven't looked at that and they haven't sat with it and dealt with it, and they haven't taken any time to try and figure out the root cause of where it all comes from, and then like addressing that root cause and really trying to heal it and taking proactive steps, to go to get therapy or go see someone, like, to get healing. Like, because they haven't done any of that work, which is what I call spiritual work, they in turn end up dumping so much of that pain onto other people. And if you're a person who is experiencing this from like family members or whoever, from anyone really, then I'm going to tell you right now, like, cut it off. Like, you don't allow it. It's so toxic and it's so unhealthy, And I think it's so important that we recognize our own individual value as a human being and recognize who you are and what you're worth and what you deserve and what you don't fucking deserve. Okay? Because what we don't fucking deserve is mistreatment from people and disrespect and 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 just a complete disregard for your emotions. Like, that's not something that you deserve. That is not a supportive person in your life. That is not someone who cares. That is not someone who is displaying love and affection and care for you. Because when a family member truly loves you, they they understand. And when they're conscious, okay, because this isn't just about love, this is actually about consciousness. And when a family member is conscious enough to understand how someone needs support, if they're able to see through that individual's life and kind of peer into it for a moment and have some compassion for what they're going through and for what they're experiencing, that's a conscious individual. So when you approach family members in a conscious way like that, then you're going to have harmony and peace within that relationship. But when you're approaching that person with your victimhood all the time, and everything is always about you, and you're being narcissistic, and you're being like, if you're only ever seeing your own pain and you never see anybody else's pain, then you're never going to have compassion. You're never going to be able to really truly understand what someone else is going through, and then treat them accordingly. Treat them based on what you can see that they need. And if it's a hug in that moment, then that's what it is. And if it's a kind word or a kind gesture or an offer, then that's what it is. But like, you can only do that if you're conscious. And when you're not conscious, then it's the complete opposite that happens. You have complete disregard for people's feelings and emotions. You have complete disregard for what they could be possibly going through. You don't even try to understand. You have zero compassion to like actually try, because you can never fully understand what somebody else is going through because you're not in their shoes, okay? That's the reality of life. Unless you have had exactly the same experiences, it's very difficult to understand someone else's situation. But regardless, there's a level of consciousness that is actually required to be able to see when someone is hurting, to be able to recognize that, this person isn't doing well today and they need my love and they need my support. So maybe today I'm going to be as selfless as I can be, and I'm just going to shove my own shit aside for a moment so that I can provide some care and some love and give this family member some support, right? And when that can't happen, like, if you're not capable of doing that, then how do you expect to get any kind of compassion back, or love, or support, or any of those things back? Like, how? Because that's exactly what I have experienced, and what I am experiencing is that I have a family member who's a full-on narcissist, asking me to be their rock and to be their support and to help them and like push them up emotionally. But they fail to see when I'm fucking down, when I'm not at the top of my game emotionally or spiritually, when I'm not in a good place, and they never recognize it, and they don't fucking acknowledge it, and they don't understand that, like, shit, man, the healer needs healing right now, or the healer needs the support. I'm gonna say something right now, and I am saying this to everyone, okay, to all of humanity right now, because this needs to be understood, that healers need healing too. And just because someone is strong, and just because someone is capable of supporting a lot of people, and just because someone is willing to go above and beyond to help and to support other people, it doesn't mean that they don't need that support back. It doesn't mean that they're fucking Superman and that they're able to just go on and on and on like an Energizer bunny, never needing compassion, never needing support, never needing love or validation or appreciation or any of that. Like, what kind of an illusion do people live in? What kind of illusion does this world live in? Where we think that it's okay to always just take from other people and not give anything in return. And I'm super emotionally charged right now because I'm so fucking sad that people are not recognizing people. And this is happening within family first. And that it happens outside of family too, as we can see from everything that's going on in our world. When are we going to wake up to the fact that love is the answer? That supporting one another, having compassion and having understanding for the other is what makes the world go round, is what supports everybody, and is what creates a win-win situation. I don't know what it's going to take to understand that and for us to wake up. But I'm telling you right now, if there's turmoil in your family, or if you have people in your family that are toxic to you, that are mistreating you, are disrespecting you in any way whatsoever, then make a stand and stand up for yourself and put your foot down and say enough is enough. And don't allow it. And make sure that you do this with love and with a higher frequency. Don't fight. Don't argue. Absolutely don't argue, because there's no point in arguing with a narcissist. I have really come to realize that. Unfortunately, I had 2 within my family that I had to deal with massive karma. Huge lessons. Thank you to the universe for that. But fuck, is it ever a challenge to go through. But I'm going through it so that I think I can share my insights and what I'm learning to help other people, because there are a lot of fucking narcissists out there. There are a lot of people who are so lost in their own little bubble of victimhood that all they ever think about is themselves, and they completely forget that people outside of them also have lives and also experience pain. So if you have a narcissist in your family, then I'm going to suggest to you to take real fucking good care of yourself, because they're too unconscious to recognize what they're doing and how they hurt you. So the only thing that we can do, and what I'm recognizing within myself, the only thing that I can do is just retract. I'm pulling back my energy. I cannot give any longer to something or someone that just wants to take from me. And you know what, at this point, I refuse to give to someone or to something or to anything that just wants to take, that doesn't want to create a fair exchange of energy when it comes to back and forth. I can't do it anymore, and I won't do it anymore. And I am encouraging you to not do it anymore. So people in your life that are takers, eliminate them. Eliminate them from your life by withdrawing your energy, by pulling yourself out of those situations, out of their presence, out of their company, and just pull back. Because you have to. Narcissists are energy vampires, and that is the other huge piece that I've always known, that I've always been aware of with these family members, but I was never able to truly figure out how to get away from them or how to cut them off energetically. And I would cut cords and I would do the energy work part of it, but I mean, you interact as family. You interact eventually, and every single time that you do, it's like the narcissism will come back, because until a narcissist wakes up to the fact that they are a narcissist and can actually admit it and recognize that they have like major fucking issues, they're not going to fix it. So every interaction you're going to have with them is going to be exactly the same thing. It's like a repeat over and over and over of the same interaction with the same shit going down each time. And that's what I just realized. Like, this event that just happened to me on Saturday happened in January. Happened in the first week of January on top of it. So it was almost exactly the same scenario. It was actually almost, yeah, like just about. Because it ended up with me leaving the house crying again. So, you know what I'm saying? This is the shit that's going to end in my life. And this is the stuff that I'm now going to start taking my power back and not allowing people to take advantage of my time, my energy, my kindness, my love, my generosity, my patience, my willingness, my everything or anything. I can't and don't. I am telling you and I am encouraging you right now, don't allow it. It is toxic, and the only way that you can heal from a narcissist is to pull back. Pull back your energy, your time, your everything. Just after experiencing a tough situation with a narcissist, I think you're going to find yourself exhausted, because I am exhausted. I feel so fucking drained emotionally. I have spent so much time crying over this weekend that in itself has exhausted me emotionally, you know, and I still have to get up. I couldn't sleep for, fuck, I don't even know how long last night, but I still got up this morning and I put myself together for my child to make sure that she was off to school, catching the bus at 8 o'clock, making sure she had her healthy lunch and everything else. So you can survive a narcissist, you can get through, but it's exhausting. And I have come to realize that it's like, why do I subject myself to this? Why? I know that person's not going to change. And I know they need therapy. So why am I even going to bother trying to have any kind of a relationship with somebody who's so broken that they just can't love because they don't know how? Why would I put myself in that position? That's what I realized from this weekend and from my exhaustion and from crying so much I could hardly open my eyelids yesterday morning. So think about that. And if you have someone in your life that is sucking you dry, emotionally, energetically, physically, spiritually, I don't care how, in any way whatsoever, really, really think about why you continue to allow them into your life. What within you thinks that you deserve that? Or what within you thinks that that's okay? And what lack of self-worth within you allows that kind of mistreatment from others? Think about that, because that's what I thought about. And I realized that it's like, this actually kind of needed to happen, as shitty as it was, because it's helping me to see my worth. And it's helping me to understand that that's the kind of fucking shit I won't put up with anymore. I will not have anybody put me down or project any of their garbage onto me anymore. I'm nobody's garbage, and I'm nobody's dumping ground. Sorry, garbage bin, and I'm nobody's dumping ground. So, if you feel like a dumping ground for other people, then I'm going to tell you right now, fuck that. Don't let it happen, because it's going to suck you dry and it's going to exhaust you emotionally, energetically, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And you won't be able to be yourself. And you know what? You're not going to have the energy to do the things that really matter. Because the things that really matter to me are talking to people and supporting people that are going through the same shit that I've already gone through. This is my purpose and my passion. But if I'm too exhausted to do this because I'm always letting other people suck on my energy and like treat me like shit and exhaust me, then I'm not going to be able to show up for you. So I've decided, like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. And I don't want to allow those kind of people in my life anymore. I am beginning to truly understand my worth. So I'm asking you to please learn from my story. Or if there's any similarities to my story in your story, then hear me loud and clear. Don't put up with it. You deserve to be loved, to be respected, and to be treated with dignity and honor. But you have to give that to yourself first, to treat yourself that way first, by getting away from people that don't treat you that way. So that's my message for today about all of this disharmony and this division energy, and about narcissistic relationships and behavior within family or friendships. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this was helpful.